guys, it's Oberstadt, and today I'm actually coming to you 100% barefaced so that we can review a new product that I got in. This is the e.l.f. This is their 16-hour Camo Concealer. Now, I got a box from Influenster, and I wasn't really expecting it because I apply for these things all the time, but I never get them. So I was shocked to not only get one concealer, but two. So they sent me the shades Fair Warm and Fair Beige. I did do some swatches the other day comparing them to some of my other concealers. I will include pictures of them on the screen so you can see what just these look like, and then I'll add a couple of pictures of what they look like wet versus dry outside in natural lighting in the shade versus in the sunlight, wet and dry swatches, so that you guys can see what they look like against, you know, my skin tone. If you are similar in shade to me, I am a fair skin tone with warm undertones. My skin does pull yellow some days it pulls green. So as you can see, I'm very yellow. I don't really get pink even when it's like wintertime. I'm either green or I'm bright red. So there's no like happy medium. So I'm going to be testing these out and doing a first impression review of them. I have not used them on my face yet. So if you want to see me use these new concealers to me, then keep on watching. Now, usually I go in with color correctors first, and I'm going to do one eye with color corrector and one eye without. As you can see, I have very pronounced dark under eyes. So I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the under eye situation. Now, since this eye is always darker, I'm gonna go ahead and put corrector under this eye here, which is my left. This is the NYX and CW10. It is their just the yellow corrector, and then I go over that with the Essence in pastel yellow. Both of these, to be honest, are very like watery formulas, and I do use like my finger at first to like disperse the product. And then I go in with my Real Techniques little miniature blending sponge. I do take whatever's on my finger and wipe it onto the sponge so that not only do I clean my finger, but I put product directly onto the sponge itself. And I don't mind carrying this up to my eyelid because my eyelid is also darker. Now, if you look, it cancels out quite a bit, but usually I do go in with a second layer of the pastel yellow. The yellow corrector that I actually enjoy the most is not being sold at stores near me anymore. I'm very sad about that. I used to be able to pick it up at Walmart for like $6. They sell it on their website for like 10. But it's the Physicians Formula Concealer Twins in light yellow, and the light is way too dark for my skin, but the yellow is like, it's about the same shade if I mix the NYX and the Essence one, but the consistency is more opaque like the Shape Tape. So I like the fact that it's fuller coverage. I have the Wet n Wild cushion one that's in yellow as well, and that does have pretty good coverage, and it's a very similar shade to the Physicians Formula one, but the Physicians Formula one actually is my favorite. So I'm going to take, I looked at Fair Beige and I looked at Fair Warm. I'm going to go ahead and with Fair Warm. This is actually lighter than my Shape Tape in Fair, and it stays pretty much the same color when it dries down. I figured I would blend this side out. As you can see, it's like super, super light, but it is a yellow base, which also helps correct my under eyes. And I wasn't planning on putting foundation on today. I was just going to do like a real simple makeup look and then run out the door to the post office to mail the package to the giveaway winner. But with as light as this is, holy crap. I haven't found a concealer this light before. Even the Tarte Shape Tape one is too dark for me. When it like dries down, it dries down quite a bit darker on my skin. Especially on camera with the ring light behind the camera. This looks like really, really light. let me see if I can throw some of the other shade over it. That'll darken it just a little, because this is a little bit darker, but it says it's a neutral base, but it does look pink on me. And forever and always my nose is itching. That's like super, super light. Well, if you wanted ghostly under eyes, this would work very well. All right, let me get this thing closed, and I will turn the ring light off so you can see what it looks like without the ring light. Okay, this is me in just two lights from my bathroom lights. This is like ghostly looking on my face. And of course, I only have light coming in from this direction. And you can still see how yellow my skin is, but this is actually, I think, a little too bright. And since I have to run out to the post office, I might take a trip. I don't think Walmart carries this, but I will try and hit like CVS, Walgreens, Target, those kinds of places to see if I can pick up a darker shade, because wow. But as far as the coverage goes, I mean, my dark purple under eye circles is definitely covered. So I'm probably going to put, I don't know how I'm going to fix this, because you see how, this is my natural skin color, and then you see how light this is. I wonder if I try mixing in like a little bit of bronzer with my powder. Let me see how that'll work. All right, I picked up a little bronzer on my powder brush. And then I've got a little bit of powder in here. Try and swirl those bad boys together. Yeah, nope, that ain't working. I'm looking in a mirror right under the camera, and it's helping a little bit. Things off my lap as usual. Okay, mixing in the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and then mixing it with the powder in the lid is definitely helping. I didn't even think to look for creasing or anything like that. Whoops. It will. I'm a failed beauty YouTuber. But I really am one of those people that I don't care that I have wrinkles. I don't care about my gray hair. I need to record a video about stuff like that, because there's a lot of people that are like super sensitive to like those kinds of topics, and probably ought to sit down and record that. I have to on the other side of my arm. Usually I would go in with this brush, which is like a little bit angled, and like try and sweep product on this way. And there's still a little bit of powder left in this brush from the last time I used it, so I just run over my eyes. And what that does is any product that has settled into the fine lines under my eyes, it just kind of helps like blend that out. There's definitely no spot concealing with this concealer. Okay, now that I've got powder on, and like I said, I did mix the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and then my setting powder. I put some on the brush and then tapped it in here, and then got some of the powder and tapped it in here and kind of swirled them together to make a little bit of a darker shade. Let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see it is toned down quite a bit, so maybe that like helped fix it. I mean, I'm definitely very, very highlighted. And this is the Stands Out Memory Foam Sponge that I won from Samantha March. I'm still shocked that I won that. Now, I am seeing some darkness coming through, but it's not as bad as some of the other products that I've tried to use. There are some concealers that are like water going on my skin, and they evaporate under my eyes, I swear. And I'm just kind of like blending that line where the concealer blended out on my face, so I don't have any like harsh lines. I think right now it looks pretty good. I was a little scared there for a minute. I was scared that it was going to be like super pale. But I think what I will do is, like I said, I will stop and check at other stores. These are only like $5, and I'm almost out of my Makeup Revolution in C2, which is also a little dark on me. So I will see about picking up a little bit of a darker shade. I do like the fact that the fair shade does come in warm, and the fair beige does look neutral on the skin. Now, it is neutral, but it looks more pink on me than not pink. But I am very like green, so that doesn't help. So let me go ahead and finish off with my face, get some stuff done, and then I will come back in a couple of hours and give you guys a preview in natural lighting and let you see how things have wore and that kind of stuff. But as of right now, I like it. It's nice. So we will see. See you in a bit. Hey guys, I just got home. I figured I would come sit outside. I'm actually sitting on the driveway as per usual. But I wanted to show you what the makeup looked like in natural lighting. Yes, granted, when I look down, my face is shadowed due to my predominant brow bone. I hit Walmart. They had 2 shades of the Camo Concealer, one of them actually being Fair Warm. I was very shocked. I went to Target. They had 6 shades. They had Fair Warm and Fair Pink, I think is what it said. Rose, Pink, Peach, something like that. They had, maybe they only had 5 shades. They had 3 medium shades. So they had the Peach, the golden, and the beige, and I wanted the golden one, but they didn't have any on the shelf, and she said they had a truck in the back, so she was going to check and see if it was actually in the back from the truck. And she scanned the barcode on, if you go to a store, you can usually flip those things up and there's little barcodes and prices and stuff under them. Well, needless to say, it wasn't under the, when she scanned it, there was none in the back and none on the floor. But I did find Makeup Geek at Target, so I took pictures of it and tagged Marlene Cell, because I know she always says on Twitter, you know, if we find Makeup Geek products at our local stores, to take pictures and tag her, so I did. One thing I did notice by looking at the mirror in the car, and you know the mirrors in the car, those things are like super scary, but looking at how my eyes, from like squinting like this, you can see all the little like smile lines and stuff on my face, but I noticed how dry my face looked. Now I don't have, okay, I have some creasing in like the deeper crease lines on my face. Let me see if I can zoom you in. Hell, I will move as well. I have this deeper crease right here on my eye where it's creased. Same thing on this eye. But like if you look, you can see all the actual like little wrinkles on my skin, and you can see how bright the concealer is. Now it's not as bad as it was when I first put it on. It did darken as it dried, but you can still see how light from like where I don't have any up here to like where I have it in here. It is still quite light. So if you were more fair than I am, you've got a concealer that'll work. Let me move the camera. Maybe I can move a little, but still be in the direct sunlight, so you guys can see this up close. And then under here is where I was noticing only 1 or 2 creasing, but it was like, oh, my lashes are in the way. I still want you to be able to see it, but I'm going blind by the sun. I have very sensitive eyes to the sun. This crease right here is what I'm talking about. There is a little bit of creasing in it, and then on the other side, the crease right here, there's a little bit of creasing in it. But the rest of my face, other than my face looking dehydrated and dry, what I'm going to do for that is I will most likely end up using like a more, and I put an eye cream on, but it was like probably 2 or 3 hours before I applied the concealer. So what I will probably end up having to do is using a very hydrating product under my eyes, like either a hydrating eye cream with a hydrating primer over it. I do have the Milk Makeup primer on my face, but it's more like a blurring primer. I don't get like oily or anything. I always stay dry. Even like if I sweat and it evaporates, I I don't really produce hardly any oil on my skin, but I noticed that my skin does look quite dehydrated under my eyes. But this way you can see what my face looks like. Move into the shade a little bit. I mean, in the shade it's not as bad, but in direct sunlight you can definitely see the very center of my face is quite a bit lighter than the rest of my face, or I should say me in general. And I'm pretty fair. I'm wearing a tank top with pink and like a olive green color on it, and so you can see how fair I am compared to that. And my face is darker than me because of that lovely cleanser with formaldehyde in it that made my face dark. But all in all, I like it. I don't see, like, there's a little bit of my darkness peeking through here. I'm gonna have to keep testing it out. I will most likely have to go on the e.l.f. website. I did look, and the fair golden, or the light golden shade is what I would need. It's like fair beige and fair beige and, or light beige and light sand, where like they're medium, or they're light, like olive tone, but it's not olive, it says golden. And then their neutral shade is like sand or something like that. And I wear light sand in the Tarte one that matches my face perfectly. So I will have to see about picking those up on their website. And if, I know one of the two shades that I would pick up is out of stock, so I will have to check Ulta as well. But all in all, it's wearing nicely. I would definitely have to wear my color correctors underneath of it because I just can't avoid that. But even without color corrector on this side, I think it's holding up pretty well. The side with the color correctors under it doesn't look quite as dry as this side, but the color correctors are very watery formulas. So they're both wearing quite a bit about the same. They both creased in the deeper creasing that I have right here underneath my eye, which actually is where my eye protrudes out. So right here under both of my eyes where I have that deeper crease, that's just because my eyes are deeper set and my eyes are not smooth underneath. I have this hollow spot. So it's only because of that I have those creases there, and because I had them as a kid. So it's not the fact that I'm 38 years old. But I would say that if you have dry skin like I do, definitely put on some heavier moisturizers underneath of it because it will be a little drying. But after the several hours that I've been wearing it, I still have mascara on my brow bone. It's doing pretty good. Hey guys, it's Oberstadt. It is currently 2:40 in the morning, and I have been wearing this makeup since like 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning. I got up at like 8:30, and I did the initial e.l.f. review, I think at either 9:30 or 10 o'clock this morning. So this has been on for 14 hours, almost 15 hours. So I figured out what I would do is show you guys what my face looks like right now. I mean, of course, my lip gloss has been gone for hours because I have eaten dinner, and I've rubbed my eyes quite a bit because I am super tired. But I wanted to zoom you guys in and let you see what my eyes look like. I have noticed that it is very, very, very dry, to the point where like it's really itchy on here, and that's why I am missing more of the concealer than normal because of the fact that I have been itching. So let me zoom you in so you can get a better look. See all these little lines on my face? They started like popping up about 2 hours after, maybe 2.5 hours after I applied the concealer, because my skin is dehydrated. The only place that I noticed that I had creasing was right here, and you can see, and that's just because of how my actual eye protrudes there. It creased on this side as well. I'm missing coverage in here where my darkest part of my circle is on like both eyes. But you can see like all the little lines, like where I have all these like expression lines and stuff. Usually my skin doesn't look this dry, and I have very dry skin. So I wanted to come on here before I wash my makeup off and just tell you this to include into my first impression. I think if I do this again, what I will most likely do is either one of those like super hydrating sheet masks that I have by Dr. Marita, or I will like put my hyaluronic acid serum like heavily on this area, and then put my eye cream on, and then put my moisturizer on. I just had moisturizer and eye cream on earlier today, so I forgot my hyaluronic acid first thing this morning. So I think that also has something to do with how dry my skin is. But over here my face doesn't look as dry, but right up along my eye it's really dry and itchy. I even came in here at one point and got a brush that I use to like whisk like fallout away when I'm doing eyeshadow, and I like was using that to scratch because I didn't want to use, I don't have much nails. I keep my nails rather short, and about a week off to cut them again. I just chopped them all off like Sunday, and I've already got this much nail growth in less than a week. So just wanted to let you see what I look like. I am using a ring light, but I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not in a normal position where I normally record, because I usually move my camera over and my ring light and all that kind of stuff. I usually move it over into the corner of my bathroom when I'm not filming. That way it's one less thing to trip over. But anyways, just a quick update, just to show you what's going on with my skin. Super dry, very itchy, but I still have coverage. I mean, you can still see it on, I'm just like missing it in here. And of course I had sunglasses on for a couple of hours today with me being out and about. But I think 15 plus hours of me wearing this concealer, it's doing pretty good. So the 16-hour claim that it says is pretty good. What I might also do is when I test this out again, I could probably, I have a hydrating eye cream that I could probably tap over it when I start getting itchy the first time, and then see if that will like move the product at all, and see if it'll hydrate the skin enough but not like shift any of the product that's already on the skin. So I will have to try that as well. But anyways, just a quick side note. I will see you guys in just a second, because I will figure out where I'm gonna put this in the video when I edit it tomorrow. Bye. It's doing pretty good, and I'm happy with it. So I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you guys like this review, first impression review of the e.l.f. Camo, the 16-hour Camo Concealer. I'm going to wear it as long as I can, and then I will take some pictures probably with my phone later tonight and see just how it wears later on into the evening after I've had it on for 12 or 14 hours. I did take some pictures with my phone in shaded light outside, in direct sunlight, in the car, that kind of thing, before I left, so that I could get some better pictures and with a different camera as well, because you never know if it's, you know, because this camera here picks up some pretty good quality. So it could, you know, there are things that this camera sees that I can't even see in a mirror. And it's kind of shocking. Like I could take a picture of my eyelashes and it shows me like exactly where the color on my eyelashes goes from blonde to dark brown. So I think that's kind of neat. This camera picks up some pretty defined things. So I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Again, I will see you guys in another video tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. And like I said, when I pick up another shade, I might even have to go with the, you know, the medium golden shade, because, you know, I could mix the lighter shade and the darker shade. And that's what the lady at the store, she's actually born in India, she was telling me that she had to stop wearing completely all makeup, and she's got like blue tattooed eyebrows and liner on. And she says, yeah, it used to be black when I had it tattooed, but it's turned blue over the years as it's faded. But she can't wear any makeup now because she has severe allergies. So my heart goes out to her. She's like, I really love makeup. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye.